It has been nearly 17, 18 years. We've been consulting people create health and prevent disease and be optimally fit, look better, feel better. The whole concept is of wellness. Now, this particular webinar, I welcome everybody who is attending this webinar for joining us, for taking out time, because the issue which we were realizing in all our practice for so many years, that people, everybody is keen, whosoever is overweight is also keen to lose weight all the time. The problem comes when there is lack of awareness how to do it, and the problem comes, the bigger problem, when they put in the efforts but they are not able to get the desired results. And the desired results can only come if you put the efforts in the right direction, in the right manner. That gave rise to a thought inside our team that LiveLifeMore Diet and Wellness Clinic should take this initiative to bring the knowledge to the masses, how we can achieve weight loss and keep on achieving the weight loss up till the time we are able to reach our ideal body weight. Now that is possible by understanding the science of being overweight. What made us overweight should have the solution, right? And the solution is for the experts to find and for you to help the experts by telling your symptoms, your signs which the experts see, and the symptoms you feel and you tell to the expert. So we at LiveLifeMore, we work as a team, a doctor-owned nutrition center where we understand the body's physiology, how the body works, and how the fat cells they get accumulated and they get enlarged inside the body by the extra calories which we get out of the extra food which we eat, or we don't spend the calories whatever we are eating in the form of a physical activity. You might say that I eat, मैं तो कुछ भी खाता नहीं हूँ, I don't eat much, but still I am overweight, and many people feel so. But that is possible also because whatever, even if you are eating less, but that also is coming out to be surplus for you, and your energy requirement is already low, but whatever average food you are eating, you still have extra energy inside your body for the fat to be made out of that. So today we are going to discuss 5 main reasons why you are not losing weight. Let me start the PPT on the next slide. This is a brief presentation about the profile which I carry behind me, and I have been instrumental in setting up a Department of Preventive Healthcare and Lifestyle Modification at Medieval Heart Institute. Before that I was at Apollo, and now I handle practice in a project called Sanjeevani Healthcare here in Chandigarh, along with this LiveLifeMore clinic, which attends to the people from all sorts of medical backgrounds and problems. Now let's come down to the reason number 1 of why we hit that plateau stage. I hope everybody understands what's a plateau stage in weight loss. In everybody's journey nearly, when we are trying to lose weight and we lose some weight, but there comes a stage when the weighing scale doesn't seem to budge. It doesn't seem to give any change. If somebody is losing weight and he reached from 90 kgs to 80 kgs, and then for some time the scale will stick at 80 kgs, and that is a big demoralizing factor. Me is water retention. Water retention is a very common problem in many people, but primarily it is predominantly common reason of weight loss plateau stage in women, and that's because the women are more prone to retain water inside their bodies, especially when they are in pre-menstrual days. After the menstruation cycles are over, the water which is retained in majority of the women, that goes also, and she becomes, normal weight. But if somebody has constipation or somebody is feeling fatigued, he gets tired very easily, and then somebody has flatulence. Uh, so these are the main reasons, in addition to some allergies, because when there is an allergy, there's a battle going on inside the body, either with gluten, the wheat or carbohydrate products which we eat, and the lactose intolerance. Then there's a battle going on. When the battle is going on, the body's fluids are busy fighting that battle, and the fluid is retained inside the body, which means even if it is 1 or 2 kgs, but when somebody is trying to lose weight, for that particular person who is putting in the efforts for watching the diet, for foregoing the temptations of having sweets, having the chocolates, and then he is very much particular about even 200 grams of weight loss. But if the water retained is to the tune of 1 kilo or 1 liter, then this can be, demoralizing. But if you treat this root cause of try to find out what is the precise reason. If you're constipated, then you need to take in more water and have more fiber in your diet. And if you're fatigued, then you need to see if you're not ending up in micronutrient deficiency, flatulence. You can talk to your physician or your dietitian, and she can be in a better position to guide you. The next reason is micronutrient deficiency. There are a lot of studies which have proven that if somebody is deficient, the body has not got the reservoir full of those vital nutrients which we need for the optimal functioning of the body, of the physiology, then the weight loss can get stuck. The body goes into, conservative mode. The body tries to conserve. The body is being told by you, by your behavior, by your lifestyle, that the body needs to use the fat for producing the energy which you are not getting from your diet now, right? Then the body goes into that conservative mode. So we need to see whether our B complex level, vitamin B complex, is optimum, our magnesium is optimum, manganese is optimum, and chromium. I must tell something to you about chromium. Chromium is a metabolic booster. Chromium acts in easy breakdown of energy, and it boosts our metabolism so that we burn more energy while being at rest also, right? And the next point is Cushing syndrome. Now, Cushing syndrome is a collection of symptoms, is a collection of so many problems which a patient may feel, or the doctor or the dietitian may be able to observe when the patient walks into your clinic. The adrenal glands in our body, which are two little tiny glands located on the upper pole of the kidneys, at both the kidneys. If they produce too much of cortisol, which is a hormone, which just acts like a steroid, cortisol, this leads to buildup of fat. And cortisol, I must tell you here that cortisol also increases your appetite, and you feel like eating more and more. So, in spite of you being on a diet which is trying to bring a negative calorie balance in your body by restricting your food intake and by increasing your energy burning capacity by some exercise or walk or whatever, um, the cortisol just reverses the cortisol increases your appetite, and you don't get satiety very easily, and you tend to eat more without realizing that you're eating more. But the Cushing syndrome, people have some typical symptoms which you can make out. If your face is giving a look of a half moon, your weight around your chin and the double chin is there, and you're losing some hair, and your weight is, you can particularly see the weight on the upper back. We call it buffalo's hump over here behind the neck, under the um, just on the upper back there is a small hump, and the abdominal obesity, which means the central obesity, the weight around the abdomen or the tummy is increasing day by day. Then one should suspect Cushing syndrome, and he should talk to his dietitian or a doctor for certain investigations which can prove the point. Let's move on to the next point. Hypothyroidism. Now, if the thyroid gland, which controls the mechanism or the metabolism of the body, if that is underactive, then your body's requirement of energy gets reduced automatically. So even if you are eating a normal food which you were eating 5 years back, the same food is now becoming surplus in the form of and it is getting deposited in the form of fat in the body, because your metabolic rate is going down. Metabolic rate is the amount of energy which your body needs every day to exist, to survive. If somebody just keeps lying down in the bed for 24 hours, the body's processes need to run. The respiration needs to take place, breathing, I mean to say, and the eyes need to blink, the digestion needs to go on, and all these physiological processes of the body, they need certain amount of energy. The body is, as you know, is like a machine, so every machine would need some energy. So that energy is coming from the food which you take, and that is the bare minimum amount of energy which you need to stay alive. Added to that, your activity level, that is your energy need for every day. Now, if you have thyroid, this energy requirement goes down, and your food becomes surplus for you, which results in storage of that extra energy which you are consuming every day without realizing that your metabolism itself has gone down. So if you don't burn that energy, that extra energy which is surplus, you are bound to gain weight. And if you are trying to lose weight and you are suffering from hypothyroidism, then your efforts will go waste. So it's better again to get in touch with your physician or your nutritionist and let them check that whether you are suffering from hypothyroidism or not. The next point, which is one of the most common points in our practice, and I can say that maybe these days some 60% of the young women are suffering from this syndrome called polycystic ovarian disease. Polycystic ovarian disease these days is very common, and the common symptoms of polycystic ovarian disease are irregular menstrual cycles, menstrual bleeding. It is sometimes increased, sometimes decreased, but majority of the times it is scanty. And then acne on the face, sometimes on the back also, and excessive facial hair, thinning of the hair. And these are the signs of hormonal changes, but these hormonal changes in women are very drastic, particularly in the women who are suffering from PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. For this also, we need to discuss this out with the nutritionist and the physician. They make you undergo certain investigations which involves hormonal testing in addition to an ultrasound of abdomen, which ovaries, and we are able to ascertain that this patient is having PCOS, and we can treat the underlying cause, and you will see that your weight loss, which is not moving, will start move. And but the main mantra is that it is to stay motivated. Motivation is the number one key to any weight loss, and it has to be, the desire has to be from within you. Nobody can inculcate that desire. But yes, if you're in the right hands, if you're with the right self-motivated professionals who want to help you, then definitely you can always show better results. The other point is insulin resistance. The insulin resistance is very commonly seen nowadays, wherein the insulin which your body is producing, either or hello. Hello. Yeah, there was a technical snag. The fifth reason, the last reason for plateau stage in weight loss is insulin resistance, wherein the insulin which is being produced in the body is not adequate in amount, or the kind of insulin which the body is producing is resistant, and it is not sensitive insulin, and it is not working adequately. Insulin, as you all know, is produced from the organ over here called pancreas, and it is the main reason for creating diabetes in our body. And also, if somebody has got some insulin resistance, then the patient will obviously have central obesity, and the patient's energy which he is getting from the food which he is eating, that energy does not get absorbed in the muscles, because the insulin as a hormone helps the muscles to utilize the energy which the food is delivering to the body. Now, these are the main medical reasons of plateau stage. I'll invite the nutritionist at LiveLifeMore, that is Pallavi Jassal ma'am, and she will come and tell you about the nutritional aspects of handling this situation of plateau stage.
Hello, I am diet and nutrition consultant Pallavi Jassal, and I specialize in clinical nutrition. I did my master's in foods and nutrition, and then I was formerly at Christian Medical College Ludhiana and clinical nutritionist at Medieval Heart Institute Chandigarh. And now I practice in Sector 46 Chandigarh. Now, Dr. Jassal has just told you about the problems, rather the reasons why you tend to gain weight. Now, there are some diet mistakes which many of you might be performing. Like the first one is you're not cutting back on carbohydrates enough, right? What you do is you stop to have ghee or butter over your parathas. You don't add any butter or margarine on your toast, but you don't understand that you're actually not cutting down the carbohydrate intake. So you have to get it reviewed from your dietitian that the carbohydrates are cut or not. You are stressed all the time, as Dr. Jassal told. Like being stressed, it increases the level of hormones like cortisol, which tend to make you lose. It makes your body to accumulate fat. So this is the reason why you can be overweight and cannot fight with your plateau stage. You're not eating the real foods, you're depending upon the supplements, so which I never accept in my patients. You're not having enough sleep. You know, all of us have to do many things in one day. So you have to set down your priorities and you have to sleep and take proper rest and the real food you have to take. Now then, another problem is you're not exercising. And if you're exercising, you're not exercising right, and you're taking too many sweeteners. Dear friends, many of us think that taking sweeteners in the alternative, of having less number of calories, but it has been proven by research, and it has shown that over the long time, the sweeteners actually cause weight gain. So you have to be very careful about the sweeteners. I advise to be not to have sugar rather than having supplements. You're always eating. You're cheating too often. If a box of sweets that come at your home, what you do is till the time it is finished, you're always wondering about that box. You think that only a small piece can't make a difference. So I don't think so. That is a good process. You have to build up your motivation. Now you can take oversized portions, like you can have 5 apples in a day, you can have 10 apples in a day, and you think that you're not eating anything. But dear friends, even the apple has about 50 to 70 calories. And just imagine, if you had 5 apples, how many calories have you just had? So you have to control the portions, and you don't have to have oversized portions. Now you eat salads, you think that you are doing very good thing to yourself, but what you do is you add some dressings which are actually not healthy. You add mayonnaise, you add, see, even if the dressings, they are not high in fat content, but they definitely have salt. Salt causes water retention in your body, and then you say that I have only salads and I'm not losing weight. So dear friends, high salt intake can also aggravate your plateau stage, and you can end up being very, very demotivated. Now the $1,000,000 question is what you must do now. The best single word of advice from my side, being a clinical nutritionist, is make a change. Change something. Do it now. Don't make the mistake of doing the same thing over and expecting a different result. You keep on doing the same things and just you think that there should be some different result. And now the most important concern for all of us is what changes can be made. So I know it's a question with everybody now, that what can be done. Now the first thing is change in the calorie intake. Whenever a patient strikes the plateau stage in my clinic, what I do is, I'll share my personal experience with you. What I do is I ascertain the patient's requirement of calories for the entire week. I make a zigzag pattern. Like today I'm giving him about, if he needs 1200 calories, I'll give him 1200 calories, and the next day I may decrease it to 1000 calories, and then I'll increase the next day to 15 or 1600 calories. So the calorie intake for the whole week remains the same, but there is change in calorie count every day. So that really helps in breaking the plateau stage. And then changes in the dietary habits are must. Breakfast skippers, my dear friends, never lose weight. People, generally women, say we don't have time to prepare elaborate breakfast, and we don't have time to eat it though. So eating a high fiber breakfast will help you reduce the quantity of food which you will have at your lunch. So you have your breakfast, take a breakfast, quality rich breakfast, not quantity rich breakfast. You must have protein and carbs both in your breakfast. Then you must use a low-fat mayonnaise, have a piece of fresh fruit instead of cookies or chips. And now we all are very fond of pasta. So what you can do is you can choose whole wheat pastas or semolina pasta and top up with a red sauce. Red sauce doesn't mean that you have to add lots of mayonnaise and just add red color to that, but you have to make it a chili and tomato topping. Why chilies? Because chilies are very good metabolic boosters, and they have a property which enhances your metabolic rate. So you are sitting having these chilies, the red chili especially, and you are becoming a energy burning machine. So I think you should think about having chilies now. Now, many people, they come to my clinic and they say, we are exercising for the past 10 months and 7 months, 6 months. We are not losing weight. So you can just increase your intensity of your workout, or you can just change the type of exercise you are doing. And then now you can do micronutrient supplementation. Micronutrient supplementation would mean you can increase B complex, manganese, magnesium, and chromium. But it is my humble request, please don't go over the counter and buy them for yourself. Let your nutritionist decide what type of supplementation you need. You have to consult your physician or your nutritionist before taking any supplementation. Now we are living in a very beautiful tropical country, and we have a very, very big supply of vitamin D through sunshine. And though I must tell you, because in my patients I've seen that over the years patients are developing vitamin D deficiency, though we are living in a country which has plenty of sunshine. And if there is a deficiency of vitamin D in the body, you have decreased cell function of pancreas. What does that mean? A low efficiency of pancreas would mean no insulin or less insulin, or the insulin which is not very effective in controlling your blood glucose. So what will happen if there is no metabolism of glucose? It will ultimately increase your fat content. So if there is a vitamin D deficiency, you will end up having extra pounds of weight, and this will not help you to lose weight. And this is the most common reason which I find in my practice. It is the vitamin D deficiency, and we tell our patients to supplement their diets with vitamin D and take a lot of sunshine vitamin, being in the sun. And we, in some cases, if there is need be, we advise taking vitamin D supplementations. Now is probiotic supplementations. There is no need of having very expensive probiotics. You can always switch to lassi or the dahi or plain yogurt made at your home. So it makes your gut healthy. Then as healthy choices are greens and fruits, you should always consider them. And being a clinical nutritionist, is my humble request to everybody that before forming any of your diet regime, you must consult a dietitian, especially a clinical nutritionist, because nowadays there are many diseases which can only be tackled with the help of diet. And a qualified dietitian can understand what is your need, what extra supplements do you need in the form of nutrients, and we can just ascertain that you lose weight. You just not lose weight, but you gain health also. I thank you very much, and I thank all the audience for being patient listeners, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Thank you so much.